From the chapter 2 of the Lotus Sutra. Innumerable are the great heroes in the world that embraces gods and men. The totality of creatures is unable to completely know the leaders. None can know their powers and their states of emancipation, their absence of hesitation and Buddha properties, such as they are. Of yore have I followed in presence of kotis of Buddhas the good course which is profound, subtle, difficult to understand, and more difficult to find. After pursuing that career during an inconceivable number of kotis of eons, I have on the terrace of enlightenment discovered the fruit of thereof, and therefore I recognize, like the other chiefs of the world, how it is, like what it is, and what are its characteristics. It is impossible to explain it. It is unutterable, nor is there such a being in the world. To whom this law could be explained, or who would be able to understand it when explained, with the exception of the Buddhas, those who are firm in resolve. As to the disciples of the knower of the world, those who have done their duty and received praise from Sagatas, who are freed from faults and have arrived at the last stage of bodily existence, the jhana knowledge lies beyond their sphere. If this whole sphere were full of beings like Shari Sutta, and if they were to investigate with no combined efforts, they would be unable to comprehend the knowledge of Sagata. Even if the 10 points of space were full of sages like thee, if they were full of such as the rest of my disciples, and if those beings combined were to investigate the knowledge of the Sugata, they would, altogether, not to be able to comprehend the Buddha knowledge in its whole immensity. If the 10 points of space were filled with Pragya Buddhas, free from faults, gifted with acute faculties, and standing in the last stage of their existence, as numerous as reeds and bamboos and Ganges, with undivided attention and subtle wit, even then that knowledge would be beyond their ken. And if combined for an endless number of myriads of kotis of eons, they were able to investigate a part only of my superior laws, they would never find out its real meaning. If the 10 points of space were full of bodhisattvas who, after having done their duty under many kotis of Buddhas, investigated all things and preached many sermons after entering a new vehicle, or rather a new career. If the whole world were full of them as of dense reeds and bamboos without any interstices, and if all combined were to investigate the law which the Sugata has realized, if they were going on investigating for many kotis of eons, as incalculable as the sands of the Ganges, with undivided attention and subtle wit, even then that knowledge would be beyond their understanding. If such bodhisattvas are unable to fall back, numerous as the sands of the Ganges, were to investigate it with undivided attention, it would prove to lie beyond the ken. Profound are the laws of the Buddhas and subtle, all inscrutable and faultless, I myself know them as well as the jinas do in the 10 directions of the world. Thou, Shariputra, be full of trust in what the Sugata declares. The Jina speaks no falsehood. The great seer who has no long preached the highest truth. I address all disciples here, those who have set out to reach the enlightenment of Pratika Buddhas, those who are roused to activity at my nirvana, and those who have been released from the series of evils. It is by my superior skillfulness that I explain the law at great length to the world at large. I deliver whoever are attached to one point or another and show the three vehicles.